Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, I did a video at the beginning of last week, it was, about the supermarket cash grab that the SNP announced. They're calling it a public health supplement, but it is just a cash grab because it's got nothing to do with public health and everything to do with filling the coffers of the SNP government. Well, it seems that you're not safe with Labour either, because they are likely to vote for it as well should it come to a vote. They want to impoverish people even further. It's not as though people have got a lot of money as it is with the whole sort of cost of living crisis, that they all want to make things a little bit worse. You're taxed on your income, and now you're taxed on your spending, and then you're taxed on your spending even more. Anyone with a car will be driving to England to do their shopping. I'm surprised they're not driving to England to do their work and get taxed at a lower rate. That too will come. What happens when you tax people so much they cannot afford to eat? They die or they move. It's a lack of economic understanding that is truly frightening. And now Labour are onboarding the idea as well. Let's take a look. So, Scottish Labour throw support behind the hated SNP's supermarket tax grab, which would cause alcohol prices to skyrocket even further. Well, actually, it may not. Because the thing is that this tax isn't being put specifically on alcohol. It's a supermarket tax. So what they're doing is they're taxing the supermarket. The supermarket may choose to recoup that by putting a penny onto everything, rather than specifically paying more or charging more for booze. Now, given the fact that alcohol is already expensive in Scotland, it may be the case they don't want to put it even higher. And so it'll be a penny on a tin of beans, a penny on a loaf of bread, that kind of thing. It covers their bill because it won't be the supermarket paying, as I say. So you're taxing people for the privilege of eating. What a wonderful idea this is. And all because you're so desperate for cash because you spend it all on worthwhile causes like independence, rather than, things people need. Anyway, the Scottish Government want to introduce a public health supplement, which would be a tax on large stores selling alcohol or tobacco. As you see, the tax is on the store, not on the product. And so they don't necessarily have to put the price up on those things. They'll put it up across the board. Scottish Labour have thrown its weight behind these plans, because they too know when they become the government, they're going to need a lot of cash to fix the mess the SNP have created. So Scottish Labour have thrown its support behind the SNP's plans for a supermarket tax cash grab, which has been blasted as a recipe for self-inflicted harm. MSP Carol Mochan called for a public health levy on alcohol sales, with the proceeds going to bolster treatment services. But that's not what's happening. Let's say the tax will be on the supermarket for being a place that sells alcohol. The tax won't be on alcohol. And of course the supermarket will not put the cost onto alcohol. It will be disinclined. Because the uplifting cost of alcohol to get to the minimum pricing, that is profit. That's pure profit for the supermarket. They enjoy that. That's not tax. That is the minimum price that they must by law charge. Now, if they're buying it at this price and they were selling it at this price and now they're selling it at this price, that's an extra profit. Thank you very much. And if they're told, we've got to put an extra £10,000 of cost onto the supermarket, you need to pass that on to the cost of alcohol. They go, yeah, sure. Put a penny on the beans, put a penny on that, put a penny there. They'll cover that £10,000. The Scottish Government will get the £10,000, but it certainly won't be going onto alcohol. They like that profit margin. Thing is, if you put it onto alcohol, then that minimum price would still be there, but that much of it would be tax. Only that bit would be profit. They're not stupid. Oh, no. They'll just add it to everything else. So therefore you're being taxed on your baked beans, Anyway, we told previously how the Scottish Government was pondering whether to bring in a public health supplement. Originally in place between 2012 and 2015, this is a levy on large stores selling alcohol or tobacco, and it raised a total of 95 million before being scrapped. But as I say, it's the taxes on the store, not on the product. Scottish Labour is calling for this to be brought in to help tackle deaths caused by alcohol issues. Strangely, it hasn't, and alcohol problems have increased. So the tax on the alcohol has done nothing except make normal people who don't abuse alcohol poorer. It's an example of an ill thought out tax plan policy which adversely affects the good people and has no effect on the bad people, as it were. It's made poverty increase. It's not done the job it was meant to do. But it's easy to do that than it is to tackle the problem drinkers. Tackling problem drinkers is hard. Just taxing everybody is easy. You punish all the good and the bad don't give a shit. Anyway. Labour MSP Carol Mockan said the Scottish Government's minimum unit pricing policy was leading to retailers bringing in extra revenue, thank you, and this is the money that should go to the state instead of them. See, I just said that. But of course it won't, because this isn't a tax on alcohol, it's a supermarket tax. Deputy First Minister Shona Robertson's draft budget said the government would explore the reintroduction of this tax. Ms Mocker said alcohol abuse remains a major health hazard in Scotland, with lives being lost as a result. Actually, the biggest one now is drugs. And that's based because the cost of alcohol is so high, people needing their escape go to the corner boys. They don't go to Sainsbury's. Anyway, despite this, the SNP's actions are allowing retailers to cash in on additional money from alcohol sales while frontline services are being cut, she says. But they'll continue to do it. They are not going to put this cost onto alcohol and tobacco. No thanks very much. They just put it on everything else. She added, minimum unit pricing is no silver bullet. Well, that's true. It doesn't work. It's crap. It's failed. It's provably failed. And without properly funded drug and alcohol partnerships, then more lives will be unavoidably lost. Perhaps if you made Scotland less shitty to live in, people wouldn't be constantly looking for an escape from the dire poverty and misery that you've inflicted on 5.5 million people for 17 years of mismanagement of the economy and social structures. Have you considered that? Have you considered doing your jobs? No. You'll just tax people into oblivion. Make sure their lives are equally miserable. There she is, look, a woman. She doesn't look like she's ever been short of a penny or two in Sainsbury's, does she? Never missed a Greggs, never missed a meal, but she wants other people to starve. Anyway, David Lonsdale, director of the Scottish Retail Consortium, previously said the surcharge plan smacks of incoherent policy making within government. Of course it does. Grocers who already face expensive regulatory interventions on alcohol, high fat, salt and sugar foods, and the troubled deposit return scheme now face an additional grab tax, which is even the Scottish Government admitted is nothing more than a tax grab. And it is, and that's all it is. It's so someone who has never eaten a healthy meal in her life can somehow feel good about herself by inflicting poverty and misery on other people, and then calling it, oh, we're doing it for your health. And it's got sod all to do with health and everything to do with that, because they're so poverty-stricken. Go starve, Scotland. Go starve. Because some of these retailers will just say, you know what, it's just too much effort, and they'll close the stores. You're sitting there somewhere and your nearest supermarket is all of a sudden 10 miles away. You'll have to drive your car there, won't you? Coming up. Just go to show they're all socialists, You scratch them under the surface and they want to make you poorer. That is what socialism does. You poor, we'll punish you for it. We'll make you poorer. We'll do it, we'll make you poorer, but we'll tell you we're doing it for your own good. Look how healthy you are now, as you can't afford to eat. Makes you sick. This is why I hate political parties. They all think that they're holier than thou, and they're all filled with inadequate wankers. Oh well, never mind. Have to make your own mind up when you come to vote. Still, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button. Massively important. Do please hit the like. And I will speak to you later. Bye.